In 1939, the United States was not the most powerful nation on Earth. It was recovering from the Great Depression, largely focused inward, and determined to stay out of another global war. Just 6 years later, in 1945, the United States emerged as the world's leading military, economic, and political power. So what changed? We explore the war that transformed the United States into a global superpower, not through ideology or opinion, but through historical facts, decisions, and consequences that reshaped the modern world. This is the story of World War II and America's rise to superpower status. Before World War II, the United States was influential, but not dominant. In the 1930s, the U.S. military ranked behind several European powers. The economy was still weakened by the Great Depression. Public opinion strongly favored isolationism. Congress passed laws to prevent involvement in foreign wars. While European nations built large armies and global empires, the United States focused on domestic recovery. America had strength, but it was potential, not yet fully realized. That would soon change. When war erupted in Europe in 1939, the U.S. officially remained neutral. However, neutrality did not mean inactivity. The United States supplied weapons and materials to allied nations, expanded industrial production, invested heavily in military research and manufacturing. Factories that once made consumer goods began preparing for wartime output. America was slowly becoming what President Franklin D. Roosevelt called the arsenal of democracy. The nation was preparing, whether it realized it or not. Everything changed on December 7, 1941. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor brought the United States directly into the war. Within days, Congress declared war. Millions enlisted or were drafted. The economy shifted to full wartime production. This moment unified the country and unlocked its full industrial and military capacity. The United States was no longer preparing for war, it was fully committed. America's greatest advantage was not just its soldiers, it was production. During the war, the U.S. built tens of thousands of aircraft, produced more ships than all Axis powers combined, supplied food, fuel, and equipment across multiple continents. Entire industries transformed almost overnight. Automobile factories produced tanks. Shipyards launched vessels at record speeds. Scientific research accelerated rapidly. By 1944, the United States had become the largest industrial power in human history. World War II forced the U.S. to fight across the globe. American forces operated in Europe, across the Pacific, in North Africa, in the Atlantic. To support this, the U.S. built overseas military bases, global supply networks, long-range naval and air power. This was the first time the United States maintained permanent global military reach. That reach would not disappear after the war. The war also reshaped American scientific and technological leadership. Major advancements included radar, jet propulsion, medical innovations, large-scale computing, nuclear research. The Manhattan Project, in particular, demonstrated the ability of the U.S. to combine science, industry, and government on an unprecedented scale. This model became the foundation of American power in the decades that followed. When the war ended in 1945, much of Europe and Asia lay in ruins. The United States, by contrast, had an intact economy, controlled nearly half of global industrial output, possessed unmatched military capability, held significant influence over global institutions. America helped shape the United Nations, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund. The U.S. dollar became the world's leading reserve currency. Without formally seeking an empire, the United States became the central power of the post-war world. World War II did not simply end a global conflict. It marked a turning point in history. The war transformed the United States from a powerful nation among many into a global superpower, with influence that extended far beyond its borders. This transformation was driven by industry, organization, technology, and global engagement, not by a single battle or decision. Understanding this moment helps explain the world we live in today, because the echoes of that war still shape global power, alliances, and history nearly a century later. If you found this historical breakdown helpful, consider subscribing for more neutral, fact-based stories on wars and global conflicts.